chord, in my opinion. It's definitely a kind of bitter, acquired taste, but it's got this really mysterious, dark sound that I've actually heard used to great effect. Charles Ives uses it to start his quarter tone chorale, and I think it's really cool. It's got this nice dramatic start. It's a little dark, a little depressing, but it's a really flavorful chord. Of course, we can do more than just the neutral triad. If we raise the third up by a quarter step, we get a super major triad. To me, that sounds a lot like if we just had a sus4 chord. Doesn't quite register as a proper triad to me. And the situation is similar with a sub-minor triad. It sounds a lot like a sus2. But the neutral triad, that's really unique and it sounds like a triad. Now, we can even go a little further if we want to start talking about diminished and augmented triads. We can make, for example, a super diminished triad, or well, I guess like a neutrally diminished triad if we lower the fifth and the third both by a quarter tone. Which sounds a lot like an actual diminished triad. Except if you play it after a diminished triad, it sounds more like a major triad. Similarly, we can kind of augment it a little bit. By raising the third and the fifth both by a quarter tone, which almost just sounds like we're playing the next chord up. Part of what I think is interesting about these quarter tone chords is how your brain will kind of interpret them differently depending on the context. For example, if I play a major triad first, and then a sub-minor triad, it's going to sound like a sus2 chord. But if I play a sus2 chord first, and then I play you that sub-minor triad, it sounds a lot more like a minor chord. You can often trick your brain into hearing these chords in multiple different ways. My point is, there's really a lot you can do with these triads. They have a lot of different tastes, and they can change dramatically depending on the context in a way that ordinary chords really can't, in my opinion at least. So explore with them, try them out as you'd like, but I think this should be a nice way to get you started. Next time, we're going to talk about how to build actual chord progressions, and we're actually going to step away from these new flavored chords. We're kind of going to see the other side of the coin. What happens when you try and build chord progressions with ordinary chords on microtonal roots. See you guys then, stay tuned.